In European arrest warrant cases, requested persons should benefit from dual legal representation. And this means having access to a lawyer in the state that issued the EAW and the state that executes it. Requested persons have held this right for almost a decade under the Directive on the Right to a Lawyer. However, almost a decade on, we see that requested persons still don't have guaranteed access to a lawyer in the issuing state.
Lacking a lawyer in the issuing state, the difference is abysmal between having one and not having a lawyer.
It is impossible for any single lawyer to know the law in any of the countries that we're talking about here. There's simply too much going on. I mean, we have to do a study for 4 years in general just to be able to practice in one country. So it is an illusion, so to speak, for one person to know everything in every country. So you're going to need a specialist in every country. To be able to find a lawyer for yourself is extremely difficult because every country is different. For here in the Netherlands, it is possible to ask the public prosecutor's office to contact the issuing state and have them at least try to assign a lawyer. There is no right to a success. So all they have to say is, we tried, it didn't work, it's your problem now.
We have very good examples of cooperation, but it must be stated, and what is more important, that these contacts are always a private initiative of lawyers. It never comes from the judiciary, from the courts, or from the authorities who organize or develop the European arrest warrants.
In the absence of assistance from the state, requested persons have to seek for and appoint a lawyer on their own. And this has led to substantial inequalities between those who can afford to appoint a lawyer privately and those who simply don't have the financial resources to do so.
It is very difficult, especially for people with low or no income, to be able to effectively get a proper lawyer. There is a huge difference in people without and with money, because when you have money, then you can just get a lawyer in the issuing state, and obviously you're going to be in a much better position.
This again leads, let's say, to two steps or two velocity procedures in European arrest warrants. One for people who have economic resources to hire a lawyer both in the issuing and the executing states, and a much more slower and much more insecure procedure when people in the issuing state, even if they lack economic resources, they cannot access to a lawyer because there's no legal aid provisions in the issuing state.
Member states need to finally fulfill their obligation under EU law and ensure every requested person's right to dual legal representation. And this starts by providing easily accessible information on the right to dual legal representation itself. Most importantly, there needs to be practical information available on available lawyers in the issuing state, how to apply for the appointment of a lawyer, and for legal aid if that is needed.
It should be preceptory to name or to appoint a lawyer in the issuing state in all European arrest warrants because their function is essential. Judicial authorities should give from the very first moment the name and contact details of the lawyer of the requested person in the issuing state if he has been appointed. Because we don't have access to that information right now.
I think countries themselves should do far more as well with regards to setting up a system in which people will be provided with a lawyer. Because at the end of the day, you're going to have people here who are arrested, who are going to be deprived of their liberties, who, if they have work, they're probably going to lose all of that. And a lot of them have families here. So I think it is vital for a country which has signed itself up to imprison people based on a European arrest warrant, to be able to give those people sufficient rights to be able to fight the European arrest warrant.